today on 15 on 15.
On today's show, we explore a new fruit grown on the island that can be used to make a variety of different things. Plus, wearable technology is becoming increasingly popular. Find out how Nixie takes snapping photos to the next level. And it is very possible for young athletes on the island to be offered university scholarships to the United States. Thank you for joining us. I'm Yentl Lieuw. A new tree growing a unique fruit has surfaced on the island. A couple of homeowners are experimenting with the fruit and have come up with pretty creative ways to use it. It all started with homeowners who didn't like the palm trees around their house. They visited Santa Rosa for advice. The Agriculture Center recommended a specific tree. And after 7 years of planting the seeds, the tree started growing a specific fruit. A fruit that is red on the outside with beans inside. The homeowners noticed dogs and insects started eating it. They conducted some research and found that in Dutch, the fruit is called wilderoos. A business venture then began, and it has grown from the discovery of this fruit in their backyard. They now use the fruit to make different kinds of food, such as veggie burgers, cheese balls, and it doesn't stop there. Liquor is being made with the fruit, and wines are in the making. People who have flavored the food say you cannot even taste the beans, as the ingredient simply just tastes good. The trees grow between January to March of every year. ATV's reporter Roseanne DeWaver tasted the fruit as well and the snacks and swears by it. And if you'd like to see the fruit or get a taste of it, you can do so by visiting their corner called Dabaru at the Caribbean Festival. In other local news, there are still many drivers on this island who have yet to settle up their license plate payment. With the new plates on the island already, the tax office is requesting all motor vehicles owners to catch up with their payments. At this point in time, there are 65,485 legitimate motor vehicles license plates on the island. The new license plates will be available as of December 1st. The plates are already on the island. However, due to many people with outstanding balances for their plates, they have lost their numbers. There are drivers who have yet to pay for the full year or half a year for their license plates. The tax office asks drivers to pay for their license plates so there won't be any trouble when it comes to picking up the new plates for 2015. The plates for the new year will be blue with white letters. And now one of the reasons tourists enjoy coming to the island is for the golf courses we have to offer. There is one more course that isn't as popular with the tourists, but it certainly has its charm. Let's explore the Aruba Golf Club in St. Nicholas. The Aruba Golf Club is a monument. A caretaker who has been involved with the golf club for decades reminisces on how things used to be. Unlike today, golfing back in the days used to be much cheaper and simpler.
The early days of Aruba Golf Club, I remember when I first came here, there were a lot of pine trees. The whole place was green. And I came here as a caddy. I learned to play golf here, and used to caddy for $2.50 for 18 holes. You would get a soft, sometimes depend on the mood of the player, you probably will get a hamburger or a hot dog. Yeah, that's the way it was in those days.
Ivan takes us through the changes he has witnessed over the years.
Eventually, through the years, a lot of things changed. Lago left, and then left it in the hands of the members. Irrigation system went out. There were not enough manpower to maintain the Aruba Golf Club. And right now, they left it up to the members, and we're trying to keep our heads above water. It's been a hard struggle, but we're still hoping that things can get better.
The golf club may be in a remote location and not as popular anymore. However, the people who still visit and work there has hope and faith for the property.
Make it green with a lot of people coming to play golf. And people in St. Nicholas come to Aruba Golf Club to learn to play golf, learn the history about Aruba Golf Club.
And on that note, we will be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back from the break. Wearable technology is becoming more and more of a trend. Since selfies have become such a hit item, it would only make sense to connect the dots. Check out Nixie, a wearable camera that flies off your arm to take a picture and then it comes back. Sometimes you just want to take a picture that requires a far reach. Cue in a wearable camera that is actually a drone called Nixie. Nixie flies off your wrist, takes the pic, and comes back. The wearable camera has the ability to transform into a remote-controlled quadcopter, also known as a drone, and fly around snapping photos. The goal with this innovation is to inspire new wearable technology. The maker of Nixie hopes to add some minor but crucial improvements, including gesture control, which would allow the user to send the Nixie into fly mode with a simple gesture. If you'd like to find out more about the wearable camera, go to www.makeit.intel.com. And so, undoubtedly, technology has changed the dating scene. It's no longer face-to-face interaction or telephone calls to arrange a date, but text and maybe even a Facebook poke. However, although so much has evolved in the dating world, there is one thing that is still considered sacred, and that is who picks up the tab at the end of a date. A new U.S. survey of 1,000 adults, including both men and women, found that over 77% of people in a relationship believe men should still pick up the check on the first date. Experts say the reason may be on a symbolic level, that women still want the feeling of being taken care of by a guy, and men want to show that they can provide, because keep in mind, it is two sides here. Both genders were surveyed. Some guys view the act of paying on a first date as a way to communicate a certain message, like that he is financially stable or that he sees this as a legitimate date. And for all those who has pets on the island, we can't stress enough how important it is to spay and neuter. Whether your animal is an indoor or an outdoor pet, it is highly recommended for every family pet to be neutered or spayed when young. The primary reason for this is population control, which Aruba evidently struggles with. Every year, millions of dogs are euthanized because there is simply nowhere for them to go. Besides for population control, there are other reasons to spay and neuter. Veterinarians say pets who are neutered and spayed live healthier, longer lives. It can also help prevent certain diseases. It is recommended for pet owners to sterilize when the cat or dog is between 2 to 6 months old. In any case, talk it over with your vet if you have more questions. Let's take a very quick break. This is what's coming up next. Being on a small island, some say talents are overlooked, since the chances to prosper and further themselves are limited. However, when it comes to sports, the owner and president of the Scholarship Foundation in the United States comes down to the island himself to scout for athletes. Last week, Thomas Anderson, who is from the Scholarship Foundation based in Miami, Florida, was on the island scouting for talents in various sports. Anderson represents all universities in the United States. His job is to travel around the world to evaluate players of different sports. Those he selects are then recommended for scholarships for schools in the U.S., but it goes beyond athletic skills.
You get a scholarship because of you're an athlete, so you could get an athletic scholarship, but then again, you got to be a student. Academics comes first, so they give scholarship for good students who have good grades. The stress is on academics. You're first a student athlete, and you got to get admitted into university. You got to take several tests to measure your academic level. And once you are admitted and you have the academic level, then they look at your athletic level to see if you can make the team.
If an athlete on the island performs well the day Thomas Anderson is scouting, it could potentially change the player's life forever, seeing as Thomas has the ability to pick on the spot and give a scholarship.
Well, the way it works is like this. You first see them as an athlete. Okay, so Saturday, we're going to watch them play baseball. Okay, we're going to pick the best baseball players, pitchers or shortstop. we like you. We think you can play college baseball. So now we're going to sit down and make an interview. Okay, let me see your grades. Let me see your English. Let me see your academics. Then we want to find them as a person. Are they disciplined? Are they good kids? Have they been in trouble? So that's the progress. So once we get all three things, then we know if we could help them. And you know, as soon as Saturday, if we see a good baseball player that has everything, we'll give him a scholarship.
Besides for being good at sports, there are other criteria involved prior to a scholarship being handed out to an Aruban student.
We have to, because you know we don't want to send a kid to a coach who is a problem kid. You know, maybe he's the best pitcher in Aruba, and he gets there and he doesn't go to class, or he fights with his teammates. You know, we don't want that. He has to be a good kid, a good student, and then a good baseball player too.
So for all the players out there on the island, always perform your best because you never know when he is watching. Whether it is on the court or on the field, perform your utmost. That is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back here on Tuesday night with all the latest. So